I really love Swahili. I do. You know why? I find Swahili very lyrical and more quite effusive in comparison to, say, English. There are many expressions in Swahili. When you compare it to English, English becomes very limiting. And so I'm one of those guys when I go to the coastal region or any coastal town, just before I see the ocean, when I can just smell that coastal nice smell, I roll my tongue and become Mr. Bakari. And then my Swahili goes, a notch higher. There's a Swahili proverb that goes, siku njema huonekana asubuhi. Siku njema huonekana asubuhi. Loosely translated in English, it should mean a good day can be seen in the morning. You see now exactly my point. It's richer in Swahili than it is in English. In English, it's just meh. And the reason I'm telling you about this, by the way, if you're a quick learner and you're thinking of another language to learn, probably you should take up Swahili. I can vouch for Swahili 100%. The reason I'm sharing about the proverb, I've been thinking about whether you can tell earlier on in your relationship if you're going to go the extra mile in terms of longevity, or if you're just maybe at most going to last a few months. Would you tell on the onset whether or not your relationship is going to be successful based on the red flags, perhaps? That's what I want us to talk about. Relationship red flags. All right? Do you have a list? Do you have a list? I want to share with you some of my own things I think are red flags. Of course, I'm not sanctimonious. I have many challenges that I'm trying to work to first recognize and to fix. But I think if you know from the onset that these are red flags for me, then you can decide not to board the ship or talk about them and then have a conversation around the red flags so that you know what you're dealing with next, right? Good evening. My name is Eric and this is Eric Stories. I have a challenge. One of the things, I used to be very impatient, but now I'm getting better. I used to be very impatient, overly impatient. Now I'm trying, I would say I've improved a tad, another maybe 20%. The thing I'm struggling with the most is contention. I can't handle a contentious man or a contentious woman. I can't. I am happy to leave a job, to leave a contract, to leave a business with someone who is contentious, including a relationship. All right? So one of my things, if I was asked what a red flag for me would be, is anybody who cannot think or bring themselves to apologize when they're in error. They've done something heinous, something hurtful. You've spelled it out to them. You've said, you did A, B, C, D, and it doesn't sit well with me. But guess what? They're incapable of admitting fault or apologizing. They say things like, I would rather die. Imagine, I can't say sorry. I can't say sorry. Deal with yourself. You're like, but you're in error. I can't say sorry. I just can't. I struggled with that. And I've actually, really, true story, I've walked away from opportunities and even from money with people like that. Because I sense that, going further down the road, if you can't handle this small thing and you're given to your stance, I'd rather leave now. So number one for me, a red flag in my books, and would be in your books as well, is somebody who is incapable of admitting fault and apologizing. Agatha, what do you think? They cheated on their last partner with you. That is a red flag. You know that Whitney Houston song, Have You Left the One You Left Me For? It's there. They cheated. You are the side person. And now you are the main. The chances that they are not going to cheat is debatable. But you'd always be looking over your shoulders, wouldn't you? So you began the relationship from the precipice of deceit. So if they were cheating on their wife or their girlfriend or their boyfriend with you, chances are they'll cheat on you with somebody else. I think strongly. What do you think? All right? Or maybe you could say I'm just naive, but I think so. I think how you start something is how you oftentimes go. All right? So you want to start well. They roll their eyes at you a lot. Now, this is according to research. Research shows that among married couples, rolling eyes at each other is a common predictor of divorce. It's contemptuous. Rolling the eyes, like, I don't know how to roll my eyes, psst, Yep. So that's a red flag. So you say, I really don't respect how you're mean to me in front of my friends. Then they roll their eyes, throw their hands, do that thing, and then go. Red flag. They have no work ethic. They are shiftless. Shiftless. Do you know why? It's a red flag because every day is a holiday to these people. Every hour is like, what are you doing? Can we chat? What are you doing? Can you send me a picture of what you're wearing? They are shiftless. That's a red flag. What are you doing with your life? Huh? What are you doing with your life? I cannot be your work. What are you doing with your life? What is your agenda in this life? You woke up in the morning breathing and you have a broad chest. What's your agenda? You can't be a shiftless man or woman. What are you doing? I think that's a red flag. Perpetually shiftless. Nothing at all, nothing. They're not running a workshop. They're not writing poetry. They are not fixing bicycles. They are not conducting a vehicle. They are not managing a car wash or frying chips. They want to chat every day. Where are you? Where are you going? That's a red flag. They are controlling, manipulative, including verbally abusive and sometimes even physically abusive. That's a red flag. They do things like name calling you when you argue. You argue and they're like, you dog. And you're like, me dog? Dog? Umbwa wewe. That's a red flag. Don't say like, that day I had blundered. Yeah, I was also off the mark. But they should be able to contain themselves. Even if you blunder how. You dog is not the go-to, is it? All right? They describe all of their exes as crazy. Everybody is dated. All 15 of his girlfriends are mad and sick and stupid. Imagine, all. He never met anybody nice. No. She never had any good man. No. Everybody was sick. So you are now what? Angel Michael. You will be the 16th sick person. Oh my goodness. All of their exes are crazy. All their exes were either womanizers, or all their exes were thieves, or all their exes were gold diggers, or all their exes were whatever else he says or she says. Really? If that shouldn't worry you for he or her maligning them, it should worry you that they're attracting such people. We are the people we attract. So chances are, if she or he has dated 15 people before you who are all crazy, then you should look and run the other direction because you are talking to Miss or Mr. Crazy. What do you think? All right? I think it's very important. I mean, yes, we can have the unfortunate event of dating somebody we don't like or who was mean to us, but it can't be everybody. Everybody. And what about your contribution yourself to that madness that you are complaining about, to the craziness? Do they own up to anything at all, contributing anything? Were they ever a factor in those people's craziness? I think that calls for a lot of attention. If anybody maligns their exes, all of their exes, you cannot smile there and think that, okay, he suffered, yeah. Like he just normally says, I'm like I'm just the light in his life. Yeah, like he suffered. Even that ex of his was such a demon, Aki babe. Hey, demon ex. You don't know what's coming your way, darling. They actively try to drive a wedge between you and your family. You know the person who thinks that and keeps saying that your brother is crazy, your sister is mean, your mother is an abusive woman, and your father is sick and you need to cut them off. You shouldn't be talking to them. Now, it could be true in part because of the things you've shared with them about your family, But if you've shared nothing and they just feel like, just tell you, I don't like your sister. Your sister, there's a way she looks at me. Your sister has a resting beach face. I don't like that woman. In fact, is there a way your sister can stop coming here? They're trying to drive a wedge. And then the next time they meet your cousin is Ambea. Oh, your cousin talks too much. Oh, she reminds me of some hoe I saw somewhere once. And then they meet your aunt. Oh, your aunt looks like a sangoma. Everybody is off to them. So they're trying to, drive a wedge between you and your family. There's a big chance that's a red flag. What are your red flags? Those are mine. Good evening.